Welcome to the Bulgarian phase of my training program, but in reality, it's not really Bulgarian. It's in fact just heavy singles every time I'm snatching. This is kind of a peaking phase. You might have been watching my training vlogs, I hope you have. You may have heard me talk about a phase that eventually I'll get to a stage where every session will just be heavy snatches and there'll be no more variations, and this will last for a few weeks. It's essentially a hyper-specific phase, sport-specific phase where I do lots of snatches. The last time I did this was when I snatched 155, and every session I was able to snatch 140 to 145 very regularly, and I hit 152 and a half and 155. This time it's taken a lot of work obviously to get here. This isn't a phase that you can just jump into. It takes a lot of prep work, a lot of variation, a lot of volume building, and it's something that can't last very long and needs quite a bit of experience to do, both in terms of the lifter and the programming side of things. So at the moment, this was something that I thought would be a couple of more weeks away, but in the last 2 weeks I felt ready. I've hit 140 several sessions, so I'm quite happy with it. And this is the best the 140 has felt in this session, where I felt very in control of the barbell, and I felt like I could probably have gone to a terrible 145, but not a heavy 145. So I'm just trying to gauge the interest of the barbell for each one of these sessions. Minimum, again, a very good 135 is the minimum, and then a good 140 if it's there. Now, I've hit 140 a couple of sessions in a row, so my expectations are tapered back just a little bit compared to the last time I did this, which was a couple of years ago. So I missed my first 140, but on the miss, it felt like it was something that I could actually come back and hit without much issue. So I came back and hit it, and good bar speed. Timing was off a little bit, chest was down slightly, but there was a couple of different cues that I was working on in this session. One, my arms were much too tense in the last 2 weeks. So since I returned to an aggressive dynamic start, there's obviously a lot of benefits to that, but one of those is my arms are tensing up a little bit. So this slows down the barbell, it messes up the timing of the extension, and it messes up the use of the upper body when I'm pulling through in the turnover. So really focused on relaxed arms, which is quite hard to do with an aggressive dynamic start, and then a really fast second pull. So while that 140 isn't where I wanted to be, I am very happy with the progress, and I'm happy from the progress from the last couple of sessions that the bar isn't getting heavier. In fact, it's getting more productive. So that lets me know that I've earned the right to do this kind of session. This won't last incredibly long. Once I hit the goal I have, the little progression, so my best so far is 147 with Gabriel before Christmas. So there's obviously the next progression here, plus or minus a few kilos. Well, plus a few kilos, there's no minus kilos option. I'll reset, and then I will build up again then for our training camp in Poland, because I feel like that's a nice little time and a good place to peak for the weightlifting camp in June in Poland. So I feel like this is lining up really well, so I'm very happy with it. My knee flared up a little bit last week. I was quite literally hiking up a mountain and then had to drag 100 kilos of deer down the mountain, and my knee was a little bit tighter, my quad was a little bit tighter the day before, and it obviously flared up a little bit more after a full day of just gallivanting around the Irish countryside looking for deer and goats, successfully I might add. So I just did 2 triples at 230 instead of my desired top set at 240, because I wanted to make sure that I didn't encourage the knee to be sore. Again, it's just very tight, lots of soft tissue work, and it's eased off a lot again. But we must play it safe as much as I would like to squat heavy. I hope you enjoy these training vlogs. Let me know if you like the single session vlogs. I feel like they're probably a better viewing experience for the vlog.